You got a G in the middle. You got a mountain. When the brother elevates, he becomes the G on the top, which is the goat at the top of the mountain. The goat also deals with like civics, science, organization, mathematics, counting. I'm like, that's the Masonic order, you know? And then they deal with the Baphomet, which is the goat as well. So it's like a lot of cats from the Masonic order deal with the Baphomet.
I don't see that.
I mean, not like
I don't,
as the
because
devil,
I don't
though.
see.
Not
See,
as the
because
devil,
I
though.
see, and that goes to a science when. Okay, let's deal with the root of that. Okay, we deal with the foundation of Solomon. Okay, because the 5-point star is Solomon's star.
Who was it before his star?
Who was it?
It was Nomo's star.
Who's Nomo?
Nomo was the first civilizer in Kemet. That's where the word
Nomer.
Namer, they call them different stuff, but that's where numerology, astronomy comes from him. Nomo, you know.
Okay.
And when he united Upper and Lower Kemet, then they brought the two together, and then that was the first.
Okay.
Yeah.
However, in addition to that, it still represents man. The 5-point star represents man.
The 5-point star? I'm talking about the 6.
No, the 6-point star was David's star. That's Solomon. And Solomon's father is David, right? Okay.
So you're talking about the 5-point star.
I'm talking about the 5-point star. That's because you were talking about the Baphomet or the goat head, right? And that goat head symbol is a 5-point star with a point down. Right? Okay. Now, how I see that being, how I see that is, a lot of times we talk about oppression, and people want to oppress a perspective, a secondary but most necessary perspective. And if you take the knowledge out of anything, it becomes other than its own self, right? Okay, so if that's the case, if you take an element and separate it, right, and have it be by itself, without its origin in this world, it's only pure flesh, right? Flesh, just like when they talk about in the Bible, flesh that begets flesh is devil, right?
Okay.
So when you're looking at flesh, right, and you're looking at wisdom, wisdom is the physical manifestation of knowledge. And so when you're looking at also the balance of man, woman, and child, you're seeing the black woman being wisdom, and therefore the black man, represented by that 5-point star, that point is up with his supreme head, right? Arm, leg, arm, supreme head. Is that correct? Okay. So, truthfully, when we look at the balance, since we deal with balance and everything, that 5-point star upside down represents the feminine principle. You see? And so if you take the flesh or the feminine principle and separate that science by itself without the knowledge being in its proper perspective, then therefore you will have a fleshly, instinctual, sensational being that's only looking for desire and pleasure. You see what I'm saying? And therefore they're gonna love hell before they love right.
I understand.
You see,
so they kind of flipped the symbol basically because
no. They didn't flip the symbol.
No.
Because it was a balance. Because there was a sisterhood. That's why the Eastern stars have a 5-point star with the point down. It represents woman.
Okay, but
you see,
look at the word in its essence. You know, etymologically, it's bow.
No. That's not what the star.
For
Mat. Yeah, but that's not. That's not. God. I understand. I understand that.
They kind of
that's the devil.
Spelling.
That's the devil.
That's what he does.
But we're talking about. But see, we preserve the best part for ourselves. So we're gonna take it back to the root, right? The origin.
Indeed.
Pre-Ptolemy, because Ptolemies are Greek, right?
That's where I'm going.
Right. So pre-Ptolemy is what I'm saying is represent of the feminine principle, or the pull, which is the receiver, right? Of what is being given.
The earth. Correct.
The earth, indeed.
That's what bow means. Bow, for, directions, mat. Mat is the, you see what I'm saying?
I understand that.
You know,
and however, just like
words.
you got just like you got queen, right? You got, when you say Baphomet, or even if you break it down, you're still saying devil. regardless of what it is, because goat head represents devil.
I don't see that.
Well, it represents, a lot of people don't look at it being positive. Let's just say that.
Well, okay,
You
so
see?
America's founded under Cancer. You knowledge that?
Okay.
No.
I don't see.
I mean, we gotta
I'm
put
dealing
things in
with a science
perspective.
that I don't knowledge
when we start
that
saying-
astrology all like that. I don't, so I can't go there.
Okay, I'm trying to bring
So,
you in. Okay,
go
so
ahead,
America's
guy.
founded under Cancer.
No, but what's the science of that?
So July 4th, 1776, that's Cancer.
Cancer, okay, that's
okay.
okay.
All right, so exactly 180 degrees as the devil from that would be what sign?
Capricorn.
Indeed. So that's why Capricorns in this country are like, that symbol, that sign is demonized because it's 180 degrees in opposition to.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's why they.
Yeah, but
But what does that have?
That's getting real esoterical.
I mean, you just gotta,
I'm looking at its actual application is
Right. Because now when building, you know what I'm saying, and especially when dealing with the 85, you know what I'm saying, it's very important that you bring it down to earth. You know what I'm saying, like to.
I wouldn't even hit the 85 like that, but since we talking about stuff like the bow format, we gotta go all the way back to what they talking about, what we meant, not what they meant, but what we meant. How did we look at it? I see it as the goat on the top of the mountain, not at the bottom in the valley, but at the top of the mountain. Yeah.
Well, see, I
looking
was
down,
surveying.
surveying.
And I was looking at it I was building from the perspective of how it's used practically, since we were talking about the Masonic order. Okay, and then we look at the Eastern Stars. The Eastern Stars use the 5-point star with the point down, and that's why I said the point down is representative of the balance between Solomon and you can even not say Sheba because that's kind of whack because that's his mother, but we can say that is his wife. Pardon me. We can say Solomon and Sheba. Okay, we got the male principle and then we have the female principle. Now, each principle is represented when right and exact, everything is peace. However, when you separate the knowledge or take the original idea out of the situation, then therefore it becomes a fleshly manifestation, purely without having a proper foundation. So therefore, we know and understand that water takes the shape of whatever contains it, right? And so if knowledge isn't the foundation, then something else is. That means wisdom would be the foundation. That means sensationalization would be the foundation. That's why I said that emotion out of control. So that would make that represent evil or wild, savage, negative, or that pull. You see what I'm saying? Without the balance. You see? And so when you have that, that's why I strive to break that ideology of the 5-point star representing negativity when it's pointed down. That's why I say we need to understand our symbols, and knowing that we have the 5-point star, that the point is up, and the 5-point star where the point is down, and that's balance, that's equality. You know what I mean? And so we put things in its proper perspective because we God. We know that the devil gonna come wisdom knowledge. We put it back in perspective to make it knowledge wisdom, and that's how I see what we're building on with that 5-point star or the Baphomet.
INFMEGA did this.